Hi, boys and girls. This is lesson number 3 of our distance learning. I hope that you guys are doing great. I hope that you are strong and healthy and getting lots of good exercise. So I want to show you what we're going to do today. We're going to create a sock puppet. I love sock puppets. They're so much fun. And what I want you to see specifically about this puppet is the mouth, because the mouth is so important when you're making a puppet. It's where you get your expression. So I can do all kinds of things with my mouth to make it look different ways. And that is just the fun part of making a puppet, don't you think? I think so. Yep, we both think so. We agree. So what we're going to do right now is show you how to get that mouth just right. I'm going to set this little guy aside, and if you have an oval like this in your bag or a rectangle that is made out of this kind of stuff, this is called tagboard, or if you don't, then you can just use a box, like a cereal box. This is from Pop-Tarts, mac and cheese, any kind of a box that you have from food. So, or it doesn't even have to be from food, but just kind of a thin, flexible cardboard is what you want. So I'm going to just open this up, and I'm going to use my hand as my guide. I want to make an oval about the size of my hand. So I'm not going to trace my hand exactly. I'm going to do this with a Sharpie so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to just lay my hand down there. I'm putting my left hand down because I write with my right hand. And I'm just going to go kind of around like that, just to kind of get the size and close that up. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to cut it out. So this is going to be my mouth. Get that off of there. And this is what's going to really give my puppet some personality. I'm not even cutting that just right on the line. I'm not worried about it. It just has to be sort of an oval shape, and it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So now I have my brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart mouth. Okay, I'm done with this. I might save it to make another puppet later. All right, now I'm going to fold this in half like a fat taco, okay? I'm going to fold it this way, like that, to get a fat taco. And I'm going to crease it right there, okay? It's not perfect. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think I've ever done anything perfect in my entire life, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, so now I'm ready to make my mouth, and I'm going to take my sock. Now, if you did not get your bag, then see if you can just find an old sock at home. Ask your parents or whoever you live with to help you find a sock that you can use, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sock on my hand all the way, and I'm going to grab the toe with my finger like this. So I've got my toe in my hand, and I'm going to take the edge of the sock and pull it over my hand so that my sock is inside out. And I'm going to straighten this out so that the toe is nice and flat. That means the heel has to be popping up like this. And this is nice and flat. Okay, so that little seam there is going to be flat. See that? And the heel popping up. See how the heel pops up? All right, then I'm just going to fold this over this, but I need some glue. So you have in your bag a bottle of white glue, and you're just going to, let's see if I can get some out of here. Squeeze some glue. You don't want a whole bunch of glue, because that's not working very well. I'm going to try my other one here, because it will soak through the sock if you have a much, especially because this sock that I have right here is a very thin one. This one's pretty thick. I'm going to see if this glue works a little bit better. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to kind of spread that around a little bit. And I kind of have a lot, so what I'm going to do is just fold it like this, just to get the glue to spread a little bit. So it's on both sides, and it's not real thick on either side, okay? So there's my glue. Now I'm just going to lay my sock down on one half, and I'm going to fold it right over, like that. And I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to count 20, 30, something like that, okay? Then I'm going to hold this taco in my hand. I've got the taco in one hand, and I want to, I'm going to put my hand inside this. I'm forgetting what I'm doing here. I'm going to put my hand inside the sock. I'm holding my taco with one hand. The other hand goes inside my sock. I'm going to grab the taco, okay? So I'm holding the taco with one hand. The other hand goes in the sock. not all the way up, because then I'm going to grab the taco. See how I'm doing that? I grab my taco, and then I pull the sock over, just like I did before, but now I'm going to turn it right side out. And I'm going to pull it all the way around, like that. And now I have my mouth. How cool is that? Pretty cool, right? I like to make the heel the bottom or the stomach part of my puppet. And then my fingers go on the top of the cardboard and my thumb is on the bottom of the cardboard, okay? And that's how I can work my mouth. Pretty awesome, right? And then I can turn it or make any kind of expression I want. So now it's time to figure out where I want things. So what I like to do is I like to just look and see, okay, here's my mouth. So where am I going to put the rest of my facial features? So if this is my mouth, maybe I want my nose right there, and maybe my eyes right about there. Your eyes are in the middle of your head. We've talked about that when we did our portraits. Do you remember that? They're really not up here. We always want to draw them up here, but they're in the middle of your face. So I'm going to put his eyes right about there, and his nose maybe right there, and then give him some hair or anything else that I want to give him, or her. It might be a her. Be thinking about a name, but I like to name mine after I've made them, because sometimes when I look at them, they take on a personality. So you might have a few things in your bag to use, or you might not. So you can just look around the house and see what you can find. The lid to a water bottle would be cool for a big fat nose. Just any kind of things. You could cut up your cardboard piece. You could cut up some pieces of this and color it to make your eyes or whatever you want to do. So you just look around and see what you can find. I looked around. I had a couple of Google eyes, and I had some buttons and ribbon, and I had a little bit of felt. I had a little scrap of white and then a piece of pink. So this is what I think I'm going to do with mine. I don't think I'm going to use the Google eyes, because I kind of just like to make my own eyes, and I am very fond of buttons. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the eyes, because I know that my eyes are going to go kind of in the middle right there, the middle of my face, and there's my face right there. So I'm going to put my eyes right there, but I want to make it a little bit interesting. I think I'm going to put an iris right there, like that. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I like to sort of lay things out before I actually glue them on in case I change my mind. And then I thought that I would use this to make some teeth. So I think I'll just make some little individual teeth here. I'm going to just cut them. My scissors aren't the greatest scissors. I'm just going to cut some little squarish shapes here for the teeth, like that. I think it's going to be a girl. I think I'm going to give her 3 teeth. They kind of stick right there. I'm kind of liking that. And then I think I'm going to give her a tongue. That's what I think I'm going to do with this pink, is make a little tongue. So I think I'll cut an oval. Now, do you remember that we never want to cut right at the middle of something? We always want to cut on the edge of the corner so that we don't waste material, okay, or whatever we're using. So I'm just going to cut right here. I just want it to be square right there, so I'm just going to cut kind of an oval shape here around the corner and go around. And I think this is going to be a pretty good tongue, okay? So I think that will be my tongue. And I'm just going to lay that there, and then I think I'll glue the teeth here. I'm liking it. And the eyes are here. And then what am I going to do for a nose? I had this little piece of black Velcro that I found. Well, maybe I'll make that the nose. I kind of like that for the nose. What do you think? I'm kind of liking that. And then maybe I'll use my ribbon for some hair. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll cut those in half and glue them on individually, okay? So I'm kind of liking this. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start by going ahead and gluing my eyes. Maybe I'll just glue these little pieces together first if I can get any glue out of here. So you guys have those bottles of white glue that we put in your bag. If you don't have a bag, then look around the house for some glue. See if you've got some. Ask somebody to help you find some glue. If you don't have any glue, then this is what I would do. I would take a Sharpie or a marker or a pen, and I would draw right on, and I would make the eyes on here with my Sharpie or whatever I had to draw with. So I like to improvise and use what I have. So that's what I would do. Use something that you have to draw with, okay? this is not coming out that well either. I think I need it to stand upside down, but it's not going to stand upside down. That's what always happens, right? When you're making art, things are sometimes just a little crazy. So I'm going to squeeze a little glue here. I don't want it gushing out, and I don't want so much glue that it's going to soak through the sock and go onto my mouth, because remember, I have to get my fingers in there between the sock and the mouth, the cardboard. So I'm not putting a whole lot of glue. Okay, there are my eyes. And that will take a little while to dry. I like to wait until it's pretty dry before I start playing with it, because otherwise it'll start to fall apart. Okay, and I'm kind of liking my nose. I might just cut that in half. That's kind of big for a little puppet there. So I think I'm just going to cut that. And I think that's going to be my nose. I'm liking it. Okay, and again, just a small amount of glue. And remember that, do I like it this way better? No. Oh, kind of looks like a mustache that way. Oh, you could make a mustache for your puppet. You could give it some glasses. Oh, I'm just thinking about that. This could be some cool glasses. You could make a mustache or a beard. You can make all kinds of fun things. Use your imagination, okay? I like to kind of think that out before I do it. So now I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. I think I'm going to make her tongue kind of sticking out a little ways. Shake that glue down a little bit. You'll probably have to do that with your glue too. Sometimes on your white glue bottles, they get kind of crusty, and even on these glue bottles, they get a little bit crusty on the top. You just pick that glue right off of there, and then it should work right. It should work just fine, okay? But you don't want to stick a scissors in there or a pencil, because that will break off in it, and then you'll have kind of a mess. So again, I don't want too much glue on it. I'm just going to put a small amount, see, just a little bit of glue. I'm going to stick that in there so it sticks out a little bit. And I think I'm going to glue the teeth right up here. I think maybe the pointy one in the middle, or maybe I'll turn that point so that I don't see the point. Yeah, I kind of think I'm going to turn that. That's why I always like to wait to glue until I've thought a little bit and laid everything out, because I always change my mind about things. Do you do that too? Not just about art, but all kinds of things. So if you're on Class Dojo with your regular class teacher, then I've posted some videos there and some links. And if you are on it and you have a way to take a picture and post pictures of your art, I would love, love, love to see the art that you're doing. Okay, or anything else that you're doing. I would love to see whatever you post on there, okay? Let's get those teeth in there. I'm loving it. What do you think? Are you liking my little puppet? Gonna have to come up with a name. So I think I'm gonna cut some of these in half, and my scissors aren't really good for cloth. They don't work real great, but they're okay. They'll do the trick. All right, let's see. Oh, and I've got some polka dot pink too. I like the polka dots. All right, then what I'm gonna do is just sort of arrange this. You know what you could do too? You could make like a dragon. I could cut some triangles and go down the back if I wanted to make this like a dragon. I could put some things here. I could make tails coming out here. If I had feathers, I could make it like a bird. So you just use your imagination and create whatever looks good to you, okay? So just a little bit of glue. Again, I don't want it seeping through my sock. So see how I'm just using a little bit at a time? This will probably take a little while to dry. Oh, I got all polka dots there. I didn't even realize that. I'll put something different in there too, because you could also use yarn for the hair. You could use, you could draw the hair on. You could use ribbon that you use for wrapping a present and curl it. I don't know if you've ever seen that kind of ribbon that curls up with the scissors. You could put, oh, maybe I'll put a little thing there for a barrette. You can use, you could cut up felt. Anything that you can find around your house, you can use. But be sure and get somebody's permission before you do that, okay? You don't want to use something that your family doesn't want you to use, okay? So make sure that you get permission before you use something. I'm loving the hair. I got a lot of pink and green here. I didn't even realize I had all that pink and green till I'm just now looking at it. I must like pink and green. Okay, see how I'm just putting a little bit of glue. All right, so I'm kind of liking my puppet now. So then what I'm going to do, and this is not really dry enough to put my hand in yet. It really needs to dry for a little while longer. But I'm going to try to put it in gently just to show you how it's starting to look. I think my hairs might fall out if I do this. So fingers on the top of the cardboard, thumb on the bottom of the cardboard. See that? Oops, yep, there goes my hair. I might need to put a little more glue on there. And then I can give my puppet some personality, okay? I can move the mouth in different directions to make it expressive. And I want you to think about a name. I kind of like the name Dottie for mine because I've got these like dots in the eyes and I've got a lot of polka dots. I might call her Dottie. She's kind of cute, I think. What do you think? I think she's precious. So I want you to give your puppet a name and a personality. And a personality, how does she act? Is she kind? Is she thoughtful? Is she sensitive? Is she a little bit grumpy? Is she having a bad day today? Her personality might change from day to day. She might be having a good day today and tomorrow she might be a little bit sad or a little bit grumpy. That's okay because we all get that way, right? Sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm sad and sometimes I'm grouchy. So everybody has good days and bad days. And so you can give your puppet a personality for every day. Maybe she feels like you feel. You can use her to express yourself. See if you can get your family to make some puppets with you, or even if they don't, I know that Mr. Earwood put up a shadow puppet for you to do, and you could do shadow puppets and your sock puppet, and you guys could put on a play. And it would be super cool. You could tell a story that you already know, or you could tell a story that you make up yourself, okay? So I hope that you enjoy making your sock puppets, and I hope that you have lots and lots of fun with them. Remember that if you did not get your bag at school, in your bag there is a puppet, but there is a sock, there is not a puppet. You are the creator of the puppet. But if you don't get your bag, don't worry about it. Ask somebody at home to help you find an old sock. I know that we always have a lot of stray socks. I don't know what happens. Does the washer eat them? Does the dryer eat them? I don't know what happens to socks. They just seem to disappear. So if there are some stray socks in your house that someone says you can use that, okay? And then have fun making your puppet. Remember, the mouth is so, so important, okay? So you want to get that mouth in there, okay? Boys and girls, I love you. I'm going to continue to post different lessons on Monday. If you can take pictures and post them on your class dojo, go ahead and do that. I hope that you're healthy. I hope you're reading and exercising and playing and loving your family. I love you, boys and girls. I miss you. I'll talk to you soon.